based on significant events in Indian geography and world history.
January 1, Indian History Dardo Day was established in 1958. The first United Nations General Assembly meeting was held in London in 1946, January 2. Birth of Swami Vivekananda in 1863. In 1492, Reconquista. The Moors were expelled from Spain with the fall of Granada, January 3. Savitri Bai Phule, India's first female teacher and social reformer, was born in 1891. Alaska was purchased by the US from Russia in 1959, becoming the 49th US state. January 4. Burmese annexation of Manipur in 1819, marking the start of the First Anglo-Burmese War. Isaac Newton was born on this day in 1643, a pivotal figure in mathematics and physics. January 5. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Sisli Guru, passed away in 1708. Nellie Tadu Ross became the first woman to serve as a governor of the US state of Wyoming in 1925. The first Asian Games began in New Delhi in 1951. World History Revision was demonstrated by John Wilkie Byrd in 1924. January 7. Indian Esther Birsa Munda was arrested by the British in 1895. Galileo discovered the moons of Jupiter in 1610. January 8. Jyotirao Phule, social reformer and thinker, passed away in 1890. Battle of New Orleans, where US troops defeated the British in the War of 1812. January 9. The Rasi Bharatiya Diva celebrated to honor Mahatma Gandhi's return from South Africa in 1915. In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone, revolutionizing mobile communication. January 10. The first Indian powers were repatriated after the 1971 Indo-Pak War under the Shimla Agreement. The League of Nations was established in 1920. January 11. Lal Bahadur Shastri, India's second Prime Minister, passed away in 1966. Amelia Earhart became the first woman to fly solo from Hawaii to California in 1935. National Youth Day is celebrated in India to mark the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda in 1863. The Allied forces began the final offensive on Germany in World War II in 1945. Laurie Festiden. The first public radio broadcast took place with the live performance of Enrico Caruso. Makar Sankranti is celebrated, symbolizing the harvest season in India. The Treaty of Paris was ratified, formally ending the American Revolutionary War. January 5th, Indian History Army Day is celebrated in India, commemorating the taking over of the Indian Army by its first Indian Commander-in-Chief, General K.M. Cariappa, in 1949. World History 59, Elizabeth I was crowned Queen of England. January 6th, the Law Congress formed the interim government. In 1947, under Jawaharlal Nehru, Prohibition began in the US in 1920. January 17, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose escaped from house arrest in 1941 to seek foreign support for Indian independence. Captain James Cook became became the first European to cross the Antarctic Circle in 1773. January 18, Constituent Assembly of India adopted the Jana Gana Mana as India's national anthem in 1950. In 1919, World War I's peace conference began in Paris. Jammu insurgency and militancy in the Kashmir Valley. In 1906, Britain captured Cape Town, South Africa from the Dutch. January 20 in the Kashmir Valley. Azad Hind Radio was launched by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in 1942. The Iranian hostage crisis ended in 1981 after 444 days. January 21, Manipur and Tripura became full-fledged states of India in 1972. Vladimir Lenin died in 1924, which led to Joseph Stalin consolidating power in the USSR. January 22, Uday Shankar, famous Indian dancer, was born in 1900. In Tunghut 5 Bloody Sunday, Russian workers marched on the Winter Palace, leading to the Russian Revolution. January 23.
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was born in 1852.
The Rockefeller Foundation was incorporated in 1933. January 24.
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was born in 1852. World History.
In 1965, Winston Churchill, British Prime Minister during World War II, passed away. January 25.
It is celebrated in India.
When 1553, Henry VIII married Anne Boleyn, which led to England's split from the Roman Catholic Church.
Hey, church, in the house. In the house, Mary Anne Boleyn, which led to England's split from the Roman Catholic Church.
January 20, Indian history. Republic Day of India. The Constitution of India came into effect in 1950. In world history, in 1788, the first fleet arrived in Australia, beginning British colonization. January 27, Homi and his seven, Homi G. Bhabha, Indian nuclear physicist, passed away in 1966. In 1945, Auschwitz concentration camp was liberated by Soviet forces. January 28, Lala Lajpat Rai, freedom fighter, was born in 1865. In 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster occurred, killing 7 astronauts. January 29. Ceremony is held annually in New Delhi, marking the end of Republic Day celebrations. In 1820, King George III of the United Kingdom passed away. January 30, Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated in 1948. He won in the English Civil War. Indian nuclear physicist passed away in 1966. In 1945, Auschwitz concentration camp was liberated by Soviet forces. January 28, Lala Lajpat Rai, freedom fighter, was born in 1865. In 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster occurred, killing 7 astronauts. January 29. Shankar Shukla, the first chief minister of Madhya Pradesh, passed away in 1956. He was 56. In 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, abolishing slavery was passed by Congress.